Chapter 1561. The moment I received this trophy that day, I actually wanted to do this. I wanted to fly down and give it to the person I love the most. In the end, so many things happened, and I couldn't give it to you until today. Ningxi's tone was pitiful. Good girl. Lu Tingxiao rubbed the girl's head. Thank you. I like it very much. Lu Tingxiao knew that. The girl had been looking at him in such a blatant way that others would notice it. Ningxi immediately moved closer to him. She was about to spend more time with Lu Tingxiao when her cell phone rang. It was Tang Nua. Hello, Xiao Nua. Did something happen? Ningxi asked worriedly. Tang Nua said, nothing. That woman was so shameless as to send someone to tell mom and grandma that you asked them to do it. She wanted us to confuse right and wrong. You know my mother's temper. She can't take any of that woman's tricks. Grandma is fine, but when she heard that woman promised to give me a large sum of money and send me to study abroad, she started to waver. Ningxi listened to Tang Nua's words quietly. The people who were following the Tang family didn't mention it. Besides, Ning Xuelua had retired from the entertainment industry, so it must have been a failure. What happened then? How did you solve it? Ningxi asked. How do you know I solved it? Tang Nua asked. Who else but my brother could do it? Ningxi chuckled. Tang Nua said proudly, I didn't do anything. I just threw a rope over the beam and told them that if they agreed to that woman's terms, I would hang them here. Ningxi didn't know whether to laugh or cry. It was simple and crude, but it was effective. Besides, she was very touched. Thank you, Xiao Nua. Not long after she hung up, her cell phone rang again. Ningxi was driving, so she said to Lu Tingxiao casually, Sweetheart, answer it for me. Lu Tingxiao glanced at the name Su Yan on the caller ID. 2 seconds later he picked it up. Lu Tingxiao did not speak immediately, and the other end of the line was silent. Several seconds later, a man's voice came from the other end of the phone. Su Yan sounded like he had drunk a lot, and he said intermittently, Cici. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I know. The person I've wronged the most in my life is you. Is it possible? The moment he finished speaking, the atmosphere in the carriage suddenly turned cold. Lu Tingxiao. She can't answer the phone right now. Suddenly hearing a man's voice on the other end of Ningxi's phone, Su Yan sobered up and asked harshly, Who are you? Why do you have Xiaoxi's phone? Lu Tingxiao pursed his lips and said nothing, but his expression turned even colder. As soon as Ningxi drove out of the garage, she vaguely heard a familiar man's voice from Lu Tingxiao's cell phone, asking who Lu Tingxiao was, so she asked, Who's calling? Before Lu Tingxiao could answer, Ningxi saw the name Su Yan from the corner of her eye. Ningxi's face darkened. As expected, it was this fellow. Ningxi tilted her head in Lu Tingxiao's direction and said into the phone, He is my man. Do you have a problem with that? Chapter 1562. Ningxi's words were enough to appease Lu Tingxiao. On the other end of the line, Su Yan was silent for a long time before he hung up. She looked at Lu Tingxiao who had hung up. Lu Tingxiao, what did that guy say on the phone? Lu Tingxiao's reaction didn't seem right. Lu Tingxiao pursed his thin lips. He asked if it was possible for him to be with you. Ningxi was speechless. Ningxi was speechless for a long time before she found her voice again. Her lips twitched as she muttered, Is there something wrong with this guy's head? Lu Tingxiao didn't say anything. His dark gaze landed on the girl, and his thin lips were tightly pursed. Su Yan had long sensed that there was something wrong with the way he looked at Ningxi, especially at the award ceremony. As a man, he was well aware of the strong desire Su Yan had for Ningxi. His girl was becoming more and more outstanding and dazzling. Sweetheart, ignore this guy. If you care about someone like him, you're lowering your status. Ningxi's eyes flashed coldly as she said this. Was it possible? Where did he get the courage to ask this question? At the Su residence. Ning Xuelua had just returned from the press conference. Leaving the entertainment industry was just the beginning. There were more thorny issues ahead. As soon as she returned to the old residence, everyone was there. Su Hongguang, Zheng Minjun, Su Sun and Zhao Shanshan were all there. However, Su Yan was the only one missing. Dad, Mom, Su Sun, Shanshan. Ning Xuelua greeted them one by one. Hey. Look who it is. Our superstar is back. Zhao Shanshan said sarcastically. How could she let go of such a good opportunity to kick them when they were down? Zheng Minjun's expression was ugly. She glanced at Ning Xuelua. Why are you back so late? When she didn't know that Ning Xuelua was an adopted daughter, she didn't think much of it. However, ever since she found out that Ning Xuelua was the daughter of a village woman, she felt as disgusted as if she had swallowed a fly when she saw her mother and grandmother in the news. Now she was about to become the laughingstock of all the madams and madams. These few days, she didn't dare to go anywhere. She was afraid that the moment she went out, she would be looked at with strange eyes and said that there was something wrong with her brain. She didn't want a real phoenix and let her son marry a pheasant. If it wasn't for the fact that she still held 15% of the Ning family's shares in her hands, she wouldn't have been able to tolerate it. Ning Xuelua hid the darkness in her eyes and said in a low voice, "There are still some things to deal with in the company after the press conference." Before Ning Xuelua could finish her explanation, Zheng Minjun interrupted. "What's more important than your husband? Su Yan hadn't been to the company or home for 3 days. You don't even care where he went. Is this how you behave as a wife?" "Mom, I'm sorry. I've been too busy these days. I have to deal with all kinds of procedures at Starlight and prepare to report to Ning's International. I'll go look for Su Yan now." Hearing that she was going to work at Ning's International Group, Zheng Minjun's face softened a little, but she still warned her, "You'd better not run around these days. You know how ugly your mother and grandmother's quarrel was this time. I don't even dare to attend private parties now. Don't go out and embarrass me." Ning Xuelua secretly clenched her fists and maintained an obedient face. "Got it, Mom. I'll stay at home and wait for this matter to settle down." "All right, hurry up and find Su Yan." Zheng Minjun waved her hand impatiently. Chapter 1563. As soon as Ning Xuelua left, Zhao Shanshan immediately rushed to Zheng Minjun's side to complain. "Mom, I say you're too tolerant. Why did he have to speak to her in such a nice and friendly manner? Our Su family's reputation has been ruined by her. Don't you dare talk so much. Also, don't think that I don't know what you're thinking. Stop. If I find out that you're talking nonsense outside, don't blame me for not warning you," Zheng Minjun said unhappily. Su Hongguang glanced at the two of them and said sternly, "Your mom is right. I don't care what you're thinking, but this concerns the Su family's reputation. Watch your mouths." Zhao Shanshan curled her lips and muttered, "Does she even have such a thing as reputation? Does she even need me to say anything?" Su Sun leaned against the sand, his gaze shifting as he said faintly, "Actually, the person we need to worry about the most right now should be Big Brother, right? After all, Big Brother is the biggest victim in this matter. To a man, the most important thing is his reputation. Which of those young masters in the capital didn't marry a lady from a prestigious family? Yet he was fooled into marrying a fake daughter. Where can Big Brother put his face?" Seeing his big brother, who was stronger and more outstanding than him, humiliated this time, Su Sun was incomparably happy. TSK. Even the heavens were helping them. The two of them had just gotten married, and Ning Xuelua's matter was already known to everyone. Moreover, the evidence was conclusive, and even the Ning family couldn't cover it up. This time, they were in trouble. Although Su Sun's words weren't pleasant to hear, they immediately hit the point that Su Hongguang and Zheng Minjun were most concerned about. Especially Zheng Minjun. In her eyes, her son was the most outstanding. How could she tolerate such a stain on his reputation? After returning to the bedroom, Zheng Minjun thought about it and couldn't help but say to Su Hongguang, "Hongguang, no matter how I think about it, I still feel uncomfortable." "Then what do you want? Things have already come to this." Su Hongguang was naturally angry. Zheng Minjun asked tentatively, "Hongguang, what do you think about Ningxi? Actually, these days, I see that our Su Yan still has feelings for Ningxi." Su Hongguang immediately frowned and looked over. "Do you think it's not messy enough? After all, Su Yan is already married to Xue Luo and has an ambiguous relationship with Ningxi. What do you want others to think of Su Yan and our Su family?" Zheng Minjun immediately said angrily, "How can I not know what you're saying? Naturally, I will do it secretly. How can I let others know?" Su Hongguang did not say anything. Zhang Minjun said again. Even if Ningxi is not on good terms with the Ning family, so what? You saw with your own eyes what happened at the wedding last time. The Zhuang family was obviously biased towards Ningxi. After all, Ningxi was the young mistress of the Zhuang family. And even if we let Su Yan divorce Ning Xuelua and marry Ningxi, I believe the Ning family will have nothing to say. After all, the Ning family deceived us first. No matter what you say, we are always right. When our Su Yan marries Ningxi and draws the Zhuang family to our side, the Ning family won't acknowledge Ningxi as their daughter. Hearing this, Su Hongguang was finally a little moved, but he still questioned. This is all your wishful thinking. How do you know what Su Yan and Ningxi are thinking? Zhang Minjun immediately said in a matter-of-fact tone. Do you even need to ask? Have you forgotten how much Ningxi loved our Su Yan back then? Now she is going against Xue Luo in every way, mainly because Xue Luo stole Su Yan. Originally, I definitely did not like that girl, but now after a few years of not seeing her, that girl has really grown up. She can be considered to be a good match for our Su Yan. Chapter 1564. Ning Xuelua drove away from the Su mansion, and immediately made a phone call. What has Su Yan been doing these days? I think he went back to Spring Breeze Town in Sea City, and has been drinking since he came back. The person on the other end of the phone answered. Spring Breeze Town. Ning Xuelua frowned slightly. Where is he now? Well, the person sounded hesitant. I'm asking you a question. Ning Xuelua said impatiently. Su Yan is now at Peach Blossom Cove. What did you say? Ning Xuelua's expression immediately changed. She naturally knew that Peach Blossom Cove was where Ningxi lived. When did he go in? Ning Xuelua immediately asked, her nails digging into her palms. No. Su Yan didn't go in. He stood outside the whole night. Got it. Keep watching. Ning Xuelua hung up the phone. Her body was trembling slightly because of excessive anger. It took a long time before she finally calmed down. She stopped the car in front of the Su family's Yifeng Group building and found a stone nearby. She gritted her teeth and hit her forehead hard. Bright red blood slid down her forehead and into her eyes, making the woman's face look extremely hideous. Ningxi, one day all of this. I will return it to you double. Ning Xuelua sat next to the car and picked up her phone to call Su Yan. After the phone rang, it was immediately hung up. Ning Xuelua was so angry that she almost smashed the phone, so she continued to call. On the fourth call, she finally got through. Before Su Yan could speak, Ning Xuelua immediately said in an extremely terrified tone. She weakly and painfully moaned while saying, Brother Yan, save me. Save me. Su Yan's nervous voice immediately came from the phone, but he deliberately lowered his voice, as if he was afraid that he would be discovered if he was too loud. Xuelua? What's going on? Blood. I've lost a lot of blood. Brother Yan, am I dying? What nonsense are you talking about? Where are you now? I was at the entrance of your company. I didn't mean to look for you. I know you're in a bad mood these days, so I didn't want to disturb you. But when I got home today, Mom said you haven't been home for a few days. She said I didn't fulfill my responsibilities as a wife, and asked me to go find you. I'm sorry. What's going on? Are you hurt? I don't know. I was attacked as soon as I got out of the car. It might be my sister's fans. Stop talking, I'll be right there. After hanging up the phone, Ning Xuelua's weak and pitiful expression immediately turned gloomy. Ningxi, do you think I don't know what you want? Do you think you can snatch Su Yan away like this? Dream on. Su Yan's mood had been very gloomy recently. He went to the house where he used to recuperate in Spring Breeze Town, and looked at the bits and pieces of the time he spent with Ningxi. His mood became even more uncontrollable. He crazily wanted to see Ningxi, even if it was just to hear her voice. As expected, Ningxi did not reply to his message. With the help of the alcohol, he mustered up his courage and made a call. However, he did not expect to be picked up by a man, and Ningxi actually said that the man was her man. At that moment, his mood was extremely bad. It was as if a beast was ramming his chest, but he could not find a way out. At that moment, he no longer had the right to question her. He was already married. Chapter 1565. It wasn't until Ning Xueluo's call that he woke up from his thoughts and rushed to the company. When he arrived, he saw Ning Xueluo leaning against the car under the dim light. There was a shocking pile of blood next to her. Xueluo. Brother Yan. You're here. I thought I wouldn't be able to wait for you. Don't be silly. I'll send you to the hospital. Su Yan's heart twitched when he saw the girl's weak and desperate expression. He immediately carried the girl into the car. After a while, Su Yan sent Ning Xueluo to the hospital to treat her wounds and returned home. Zheng Minjun and Su Hongguang were shocked when they saw Su Yan carrying Ning Xueluo in. What's going on? Su Yan looked at Zheng Minjun and his expression didn't look too good. Mom, it's already so late. Why did you let Xueluo go out to look for me? You haven't been seen for a few days. I was worried about you. She's your wife. Of course she should be the one doing these things. Zheng Minjun was a little unhappy. What happened to Xueluo's injuries? Su Hongguang asked. She went to the company to look for me, and was attacked by an unknown person. Su Hongguang said in a low voice, that incident has caused such a huge commotion. It's indeed too chaotic outside recently. Arrange 2 bodyguards for her later. Dad, Mom, I'm fine. It's just a small injury. I'm sorry for causing you trouble. Ning Xueluo's face was pale. Seeing Ning Xueluo like this, Zheng Minjun couldn't say anything no matter how angry she was. Otherwise, it would make Su Yan unhappy if she said too much. Su Yan was very protective of this girl. Thus, she could only endure it for now. Inside the house, Su Yan put Ning Xueluo on the bed, and was about to leave when a pair of arms wrapped around his neck. Brother Yan, give me a child? I want to have a child that belongs to us. I've already retired from the entertainment industry, so I can prepare for pregnancy in peace. With a child, I can have more time to take care of him and accompany him. Su Yan's eyes flashed. Don't worry, we're still young. Ning Xueluo held back her tears as her fingers reached under the man's body. But I want. Don't mess around. You're still injured. It's fine. Just be careful. Under the woman's teasing, Su Yan finally couldn't hold back. Brother Yan, slow down, slow down. She did not know why Su Yan was particularly rough tonight, but Ning Xueluo felt at ease. Sure enough, Su Yan loved her the most. He could not leave her body. Ning Xueluo did not realize that Su Yan did not even look at her when he was doing it. He seemed to be immersed in some kind of fantasy. At the last moment, Su Yan hit her hard and fell on top of her. He lowered his head to her ear and murmured, Xiaoxi. After that, Su Yan fell asleep. In his sleep, he hugged Ning Xueluo tightly in his arms. The moment Su Yan said the name, Ning Xueluo felt as if she was struck by lightning. Her face turned pale. Su Yan. How could this be? How could he be bewitched by such a woman? That filthy woman had relations with a messy man, and even gave birth to a bastard. Back then, Su Yan left Ningxi largely because he minded this matter. Which man could accept his woman being slept with by another man, and giving birth to that man's child? Back then when she was with Su Yan, it was her first time. So, it was impossible. She must have heard wrong. Brother Yan would never have any designs on Ningxi again. Chapter 1566. The farce at the Golden Palm Awards finally came to an end and Ningxi's work was back on track. With the help of 2 Golden Palm Awards, Ningxi was like a tiger that had grown wings. Of course, at the same time, she was more demanding of herself. Lin Jiji was also more cautious when choosing her next movie and book. Lin Jiji thought for a long time and finally pushed a film to Ningxi. Ningxi, I suggest you audition for this one. Director Jiang Xingzhou's new film? Ningxi glanced at the script. Just seeing Jiang Xingzhou's name, almost everyone in the entertainment industry felt a chill down their spines. Director Jiang's state of mind during filming was too scary. Even Song Lin, who had gotten to where she was today, was scared when she mentioned director Jiang. Lin Jiji said, the female lead of this film is a blind mother. The age range in the film is from a teenager to an old woman. I've read the script. It's a very good script, and it's director Jiang's film. It's almost guaranteed to win a domestic award. The point is that it can enter the top 4 international A-list film festivals. Of course, because of this, the casting is very strict. The competition will be very fierce this time. At this moment, Ningxi was flipping through the script. Just by looking at the beginning, she was already attracted. It is indeed a very good script. It is completely different from Under the Heavens and Dreamseeker. It doesn't have too many twists and turns in the plot. The entire script is just a simple narration of a mother's life. However, this kind of script is the real test of an actor's acting skills. Lin Jiji nodded. If it were someone else, I would definitely choose a more reliable script, such as director Lin's. But I think you're more suitable for mother. Ningxi's eyes flashed with the light of challenge. Let's choose this one. Anyway, let's go for the audition first. If it doesn't work out, we can choose something else. Okay, then it's decided. Go back and get ready. Okay. Ningxi had just left the company when her phone suddenly rang. Ningxi casually glanced at the caller ID and was scared out of her wits. Song Lin. Her goddess Song Lin. After the Golden Palm Awards, they had exchanged phone numbers backstage, but she hadn't dared to disturb her goddess. She hadn't expected her goddess to call her. Ningxi took several deep breaths before she finally calmed down and answered the phone. Hello. Senior Song? It's me. Is it convenient to answer the phone now? I hope I didn't disturb you. The charming voice of the goddess came from the other end of the phone. How could that be? No. Senior Song, just tell me what you need. Ningxi said hurriedly. A low chuckle came from the other end of the phone, as if he was amused by the girl's cute reaction. It's nothing serious. I just wanted to chat with you. What's your next film going to be? I just finished discussing with my agent. Now I'm going to audition for director Zhang's mother. Ningxi answered seriously. This one. Hey, it's just as I guessed. Actually, I'm not very sure. All the candidates for the interview are masters. Ningxi scratched her head and said. It was no exaggeration to say that the candidates for the interview were elites of the whole entertainment circle. Ningxi was good at acting, but there were also many talented artists in the entertainment circle. The closer she was to the top of the pyramid, the more talented people she would meet. Of course, this kind of challenge excited her. Song Lin said, coincidentally, I also have a role in this film, but it's just a cameo role. It's already been decided. Really? Ningxi's eyes immediately lit up. Then if I succeed in the audition, I can act with you, my goddess. Song Lin sounded very happy. That's right. Senior Song, I'll do my best. Ningxi was immediately full of energy. Ningxi, are you free tonight? Song Lin suddenly asked in a very soft and bewitching tone. Even Ningxi, a woman, couldn't help but be attracted to her. Chapter 1567. Ningxi thought for a moment. Tonight? I'm fine. Song Lin said. If you have nothing to do, come to my place. We can talk about the script. Ningxi was dumbfounded. She felt dizzy as if she had been hit by a huge pancake falling from the sky. Senior Song, are you going to give me special treatment? She had always been her goal and direction. She had looked up to the super best actress for so many years. The goddess that she had liked for so long had actually taken the initiative to contact her, and even wanted to privately guide her and give her special treatment? Happiness came too suddenly, didn't it? Song Lin smiled. Kind of. Do you want to come? Of course. Ningxi suppressed the words that almost escaped her mouth. She said reservedly. Will it be too much trouble for you? You're so busy. It's okay. I'll send you my address. Come over tonight, Song Lin said. After receiving Song Lin's text message, Ningxi almost gave up her phone. At night, Ningxi went into her room to try on clothes as soon as she finished her meal at the Imperial Platinum Level Palace. La 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 la. It doesn't matter if I stay up late and chat with you until my liver explodes. It doesn't matter if I go shopping with you until I'm flat-footed. Thank you so much for letting me be reborn. You let me know about love G, happy G. Listening to the cheerful singing coming from Ningxi's room, Lu Jingli, who was sitting on the sofa and playing Gamoku with Xiaobao, looked aggrieved. Brother, Are you going out on a date again tonight? Lu Tingxiao, no. No. Lu Jingli's expression clearly showed that he didn't believe it. Then who is she dating? She looks like she's in love. Lu Tingxiao. Lu Jingli immediately realized that he had said something wrong. He covered his mouth and coughed lightly. Cough, cough, cough. Maybe she's just changing clothes for fun. It might not be a date, ahaha. I've finally chosen one. Does it look good? Ningxi was wearing a green silk gown. People with poor skin wouldn't be able to stand such a scary color, but the effect on Ningxi was tisk-tiske. Little Baozi impatiently KO'd his annoying second uncle, and then ran in front of Mama. Mama looks good. Ningxi happily hugged the little bun and took a bite. My son has the best taste. Mommy, are you going on a date? Xiao Baozi looked up at me and asked. Lu Jingli immediately looked over nervously. Lu Tingxiao also glanced over slightly. Ningxi sounded a little excited. Yes. Mom has a very important date tonight. Hurry up and give Mommy an encouraging kiss. Little Bun immediately gave him a cute and obedient kiss. Lu Tingxiao. Lu Jingli. Holy shit. They really went on a date. Lu Jingli looked as if he had been greatly shocked. Brother Shi, who did you invite? Who can make my brother Shi go out and change into 18 sets of clothes and 3 sets of makeup? Even my brother doesn't get this kind of treatment. Little Cece, how could you do this? How can my brother endure this? Ningxi glared at Lu Jingli angrily. Then she walked up to Lu Tingxiao and tiptoed to kiss the corner of Lu Tingxiao's lips. What's wrong with me? I can even wear nothing in front of your brother. Sweetheart, don't listen to your brother's nonsense. The slightly cold expression on Lu Tingxiao's face suddenly turned into endless tenderness and love. He did not hesitate to betray his brother. Okay. Lu Jingli. Fuck. Little Cece, you're such a submissive demon. Chapter 1568. Fuck. Little Cece, you're such a submissive demon. Shameless, too shameless. Dear brother, can you still be so principled? Little Bun, you too, your mom is going to go on a date with someone else. Lu Jingli said with a pained expression. It was true that the eunuch was worried to death. Ningxi kicked Lu Jingli's leg. So what if I'm going on a date with my goddess? Are you jealous of me? You single dog. What single dog? What single dog? I'm a lone wolf. A lone wolf. Lu Jingli yelled indignantly. Then he froze. Ha. Goddess. Women. Nonsense. Ningxi glanced at the time on her phone. I'm not going to talk nonsense with you. I'm going out or I'll be late. My goddess is going to give me special treatment and talk to me about the script. I can't leave a bad first impression on my goddess. Bye sweetheart, bye baby. Ningxi said goodbye to Big Bun and Little Bun, then left the door happily. Lu Jingli, who was behind her, mumbled. Why are you making it so grand to meet a woman? Bun, who's your mom's goddess? Song Lin, 35 years old. She's the youngest Best Actress winner in China. She was nominated for Best Actress at the Golden Globe Awards. She's the actress closest to the Oscars in China's entertainment industry. Little Bun was Mama's #1 fan, so she naturally knew this kind of thing like the back of her hand. She immediately introduced Song Lin in detail. Ah, Song Lin. No wonder. Lu Jingli suddenly realized. Almost everyone around Ningxi knew that she was Song Lin's diehard fan. If it was Song Lin, it was indeed understandable. However, everyone in the industry knew that Song Lin was arrogant and indifferent. She rarely interacted with others. They did not expect that she would treat Ningxi so differently after just meeting her once at the award ceremony. However, Song Lin had a very good reputation in the industry and was indeed capable. It would be good for little Cece to interact with her more. Lu Jingli did not think too much about it because there were more difficult things to deal with at the moment. Oh brother, dear brother, the family meeting will begin in 3 days. Now all kinds of people are coming to the capital. Almost every family has prepared a woman to shove at us. How are we going to live like this? Lu Jingli slumped on the sofa with an expression of despair. Why don't I make a public statement saying that I like men? No. Mom and Dad will beat me to death. Little Baozi disdainfully looked at his second uncle, who was acting like an idiot again, and then went upstairs to sleep. Anyway, he was protecting his father, and he would never allow anyone to destroy his mommy's baby. Hearing Lu Jingli mention the family meeting, Lu Tingxiao sat on the sofa. It was unknown what he was thinking, but his eyes suddenly darkened. A storm was brewing on his face. Lu Jingli looked at his brother's expression, and a trace of worry surfaced in his eyes. He didn't know if he was overthinking, but he had a nagging feeling that something would happen during this family meeting. The address that Song Lin sent to Ningxi was Jinxiu Garden, which was an expensive place in the capital. Ningxi was actually quite surprised when she saw the address. As far as she knew, Mianxiu Garden should be Song Lin's private residence. Usually, a super big shot like Song Lin would be very mindful of the privacy of her personal space, and would not invite others to her private residence easily. Chapter 1569. Ding dong. Ningxi stood at the door and pressed the doorbell nervously. Soon the door was opened from the inside. Song Lin was wearing plain home clothes. Her silky black hair was casually tied into a bun behind her head, and she stepped barefoot on the pure white blanket. "Xiaoxi, I guessed you would be here soon. Come in." Ningxi was stunned for a moment before she came to her senses. She bowed to greet her and then entered the house. "Sorry to disturb you, senior." Everyone loved beauty. Ningxi's eyes could hardly move away from Song Lin. At this moment, Song Lin's casual home clothes were completely different from her glamorous appearance in front of the camera, which made Ningxi feel that she was the only special one among so many fans. She felt the secret joy of seeing the other side of her idol. Now, she really understood the feelings of those idol-chasing fans very well. "Sit down." Song Lin greeted her and poured her a cup of tea. There was a low table in the middle of the living room, on which there was a white porcelain vase with a flower arrangement and a set of delicate tea sets. "Thank you, senior." Ningxi took the tea and sat down on the soft cushion next to the low table. "What tea is this? It smells so good." "Cherry blossom tea. I made it myself." "Really?" Hearing that her goddess made it herself, Ningxi was excited again. Song Lin looked at the girl's heartfelt excitement and joy with a smile, and her mood was also affected. She hadn't been in such a good mood for a long time. She had been in the entertainment industry for so long, and she was very accomplished in the field of acting. When a person faced her, she could tell at a glance whether they really liked her, or if they were hypocritically flattering her, or if they had a deliberate purpose. It was rare for her to be muddle-headed. Sometimes she really hated herself for seeing everything so clearly. So, when she saw this girl for the first time at the Palm D, or award ceremony, and saw the pure admiration in her eyes, as well as her love for acting, she was like a traveler who had been walking in the desert for a long time seeing a clear spring. Song Lin brought Ningxi some snacks she made and chatted casually. "Why did you want to act in the first place?" Hearing this, Ningxi was slightly stunned. Why did I want to act? She didn't even tell Lu Tingxiao this question, nor did she reveal it in front of the media. However, the person in front of her right now could be said to be the person who changed her life, so she couldn't hide it. Ningxi lowered her eyes and thought for a while. Then she replied, "Actually, there's no special reason. I just want others to see me and know my existence. But at that time, I didn't know what to do. Until one day, I saw you on TV. You were so dazzling on the podium, and everyone's eyes were on you." When she was a child, because of the experience of being abandoned more than once, Ningxi realized that she was too small and weak. Except for her young brother who only cared about her. Even if she disappeared, or even died, no one would find out. She wanted to let people know of her existence. This was her survival instinct. Although Ningxi didn't explain in detail, Song Lin thought of the girl's background and roughly understood the source of the girl's idea. Ningxi said with a smile, "Of course I can't avoid it either. I also want to earn more money and become more powerful." She wanted to stand side by side with that person. Ningxi looked at Song Lin, who was in front of her, and saw that her every move was honed and refined over the years. Whether it was in the entertainment industry or in the business circle, she had almost reached the peak. Suddenly, she felt that she was really too far behind. Chapter 1570. Ningxi chatted with Song Lin for a long time. She was a little reserved at first, but they hit it off in the end. Both of them shared many of the same viewpoints and ideas. They even analyzed the script and talked about it until late at night. There was an old saying that listening to a wise man was better than reading books for 10 years. She finally felt it today. She had been working on her own all this time, reading and researching. Now she had a guide who helped her solve many problems, and even some misunderstandings. Thank you, Senior Song. Thank you so much for today. Ningxi bowed to express her gratitude. Song Lin smiled casually. You're welcome. It's rare to meet someone I like. It's been a long time since I had such a good chat with someone. Call me Sister Lin from now on. You don't have to be so distant. Ningxi responded immediately, Sister Lin. It's late. Did you come alone? Do you want to stay at my place for the night? It's all right. I've troubled you enough. I have a driver with me. Ningxi said immediately. That's great. Go ahead. Drive safe. Okay. I'll get going then. Good night, Sister Lin. Good night. Song Lin didn't enter the house immediately after Ningxi left. Instead, she watched the energetic girl quietly. Downstairs. Xiao finally heaved a sigh of relief when he saw Ningxi come down. Although the lady boss was asking a woman out, however, based on his understanding of the lady boss, women weren't safe either. Miss Shi, are you going back to the palace? Yes, let's go home. On the way, Ningxi hummed a song in a good mood. She jotted down the things that happened when she was chatting with Song Lin. While she was immersed in writing, the car that was driving smoothly suddenly screeched to a halt. What's going on? Miss Shi, watch out. Zhao's voice began to tremble in fear. Then Ningxi saw a black thing that looked like a human squatting on the hood of her car like a spider. Holy shit. Ningxi rubbed her eyes hard, thinking that she had seen a ghost. What the hell is that? Zhao took out a gun from the hidden compartment of the car. He pulled the door open and aimed at the unknown thing on the hood of the car. The object moved so fast that it didn't seem to be human as it attacked Zhao. Ningxi also got out of the car. When she saw what had attacked Zhao, her eyes widened, and she hurriedly stopped Zhao. Zhao, don't shoot. Puff. A silenced gunshot rang out. The thing's body moved at an extremely strange angle, and dodged the incoming bullet. Then it directly snatched the gun from Zhao's hand. I hate it when people point guns at me. Hearing this familiar voice, 10,000 thoughts flashed through Ningxi's mind. I hate it when people squat on the hood of my car in the middle of the night. Great God, Hanxiao. Sorry. He didn't do it on purpose. But you? Why are you here in the middle of the night? Ningxi's mouth twitched as she asked. Can't you change to a more ordinary entrance? Hanxiao. I'm hungry. Ningxi. Almighty, don't you know how scary it is for you to say such things to me in the middle of the night? Fortunately, even though she hadn't interacted much with him, she still had some understanding of his temperament. Oh, then let me treat you to a meal. KFC is open 24 hours a day. Okay. The Almighty instantly shifted his murderous gaze away from Zhao. Chapter 1571. Late at night, the two female KFBSB employees stared at Hanxiao. As more and more bones appeared in front of Hanxiao, their excitement at seeing a handsome guy turned into horror at seeing a ghost. Such a mysterious handsome guy with a special temperament was actually a good-for-nothing. Even though Ningxi was mentally prepared for Hanxiao's appetite, her eyes behind the sunglasses were still full of amazement. Master, did you just happen to pass by? Ningxi asked tentatively. Hanxiao ate a drumstick in 2 bites and answered. No, I came to find you. Ningxi. Rushing to the front of my car to find me in the middle of the night. I'm really flattered, hee. At the table diagonally across from them, Zhao's muscles tightened as he stared at Ningxi and Hanxiao as if he was facing a formidable enemy. This was an instinctive fear of the strong. Until now, Zhao still felt like he was about to collapse when he recalled the scene just now. Fuck. Why are the people around the lady boss so scary? He felt like he was the one who needed protection the most. Lady boss, are you sure this guy is safe? Don't you need to get help now? I don't know. Why are you looking for me? Ningxi asked politely as she ordered another family bucket. Han Xiao swept through another set of family bucket like a whirlwind sweeping away the clouds. Then he finally found an opening. He fished out an unknown object from his body and casually tossed it towards her. Ningxi hurriedly stretched out her hand to catch it. She saw that what Han Xiao had thrown over was a pendant in the shape of a whistle. It was engraved with an unknown meaning and hung on a red string. Ningxi fumbled with the whistle, but she couldn't figure out what it was. Almighty, what is this? Why did you give it to me? To save your life, Han Xiao said. Ningxi was confused and didn't understand what he meant. Han Xiao explained, blow it and I'll be there. Ahem. Ningxi almost choked on her own saliva. This, master, there seems to be something wrong. How loud can a whistle be? Unless you're nearby, you won't be able to hear it and come over. I'll be there. Han Xiao still said the same thing and looked dissatisfied with Ningxi's question. Seeing the Almighty's unhappy face, Ningxi didn't dare to say more. She hurriedly nodded. Okay. Then I will accept it. Thank you, Guru. Thank you so much. Almighty, you're so good to me. He is definitely the most loyal person in the Jianghu. Only then did Han Zhao's expression soften a little. Then his eyes darkened as he said, the imperial capital has been very chaotic recently. Hearing this, Ningxi thought to herself, someone has returned to China. How could the capital not be chaotic? She didn't expect that he would really bear it in mind after she had just helped him out casually, and even jokingly said that he owed her his life. How honest. It's just that his brain doesn't seem to be working well. It felt like he was still thinking like a primitive man. Ningxi didn't know whether to laugh or cry as she looked at the whistle in her hand, but she felt very grateful for the other party's concern. Thank you for your reminder. I will be careful, Ningxi said. Yes, let's go. After Han Xiao had his fill, he turned around and left without any hesitation. His speed was so fast that before anyone could react, he had already disappeared. Shi Xiao, who was about to call for reinforcements, was dumbfounded. Gone? He actually left just like that. Chapter 1572. Dragon Qian Mountain Cemetery. In the evening, it was drizzling from the gray sky. It was slightly cold when it fell on one's skin. A black Hummer quietly stopped at the foot of the mountain. The driver quickly got out of the car and opened the door. He raised a large black umbrella over his head, and the shadow blocked the rain. The door opened, and a man in a black suit stepped out of the car. The man's silver hair swayed gently in the breeze. He held a large bouquet of white roses with dewdrops in his arms, and looked in the direction of the cemetery not far away. With the sound of another car door opening, a middle-aged man in a black tang suit got out of the car. Xiao Yi ordered the others to wait where they were. He didn't bring any attendants or umbrellas with him. He followed Yunshen to the cemetery. In the rain, the two of them walked to one of the tombstones without saying a word. The moment he saw the tombstone, Xiao Yi's cold expression became even colder. He clenched his fists tightly by his side. Yunshen didn't say anything. He bent down and placed the white roses in front of the tombstone. There was a picture of a young woman on the tombstone. The woman was beautiful, but she looked a little sad. Xiao Yi stared at the picture on the tombstone, and there was a hint of madness in his eyes. After so many years, I'm finally back. Don't worry. I'll help you get back everything that belongs to you. Yunshen turned around and lit a cigarette. The smoke blurred his indifferent face and the sneer at the corner of his mouth. At the same time, at the Platinum Palace, the audition was in a few days. Ningxi was reading the script in the dark when she suddenly received a call saying that there was a package for her. Ningxi went downstairs to sign for the package. With Lu Tingxiao's help, she carried the heavy box in. What is it? Ningxi opened the big box suspiciously. She had bought some things online recently, but she didn't remember buying such a big thing. Ningxi opened the box skillfully, and there was a black wooden box inside. Wait. Ningxi was about to open the lid of the wooden box when Lu Tingxiao held her shoulders and pulled her behind him. Then he opened the lid himself. The moment the lid was opened, Ningxi cried out and covered her eyes with her palms. Fuck! This young master's dog eyes. Gold. It was a chest full of gold. It took Ningxi a long time to recover from the shock. Then she carefully picked one up and took a bite. Damn. Really? It was actually true. What kind of situation is this? Which lunatic sent me a chest of gold? Lu Tingxiao stared at the gold and thought of something. His eyes suddenly turned cold. From the corner of his eyes, he saw a golden card on top of the chest of gold. Lu Tingxiao reached out to pick it up. When Ningxi saw Lu Tingxiao take the card, she curiously tiptoed over to take a look. Then she saw someone's familiar handwriting. Darling, what's so good about the Golden Palm Award? Don't you think these are cuter? YS Ningxi's heart almost collapsed. Alright, she should have thought of that guy when she thought he was crazy. My illness is acting up again. Ningxi held her forehead in her hand, feeling a headache. She slammed the lid shut to block the box of golden light. I'll find someone to send it back. Chapter 1573. What the fuck? Is there something wrong with this guy? What's wrong with a normal person's brain? What's wrong with the Golden Palm Award? Did the Golden Palm Award offend him? He used to throw diamonds at people, but now he's finally not throwing diamonds, but gold. What sin did I commit in my past life to meet such a person? Ningxi was in the middle of a torrent of complaints when her lips were suddenly covered by the man next to her. His slightly cold lips fell on the girl's lips as if he was punishing her. Suddenly being bitten, Ningxi let out a low cry, her face full of innocence. Ugh! The man held the girl tighter, not allowing her to escape. After a long while, he finally let her go and stared at her darkly. Don't mention that person in such an intimate tone. The corner of Ningxi's mouth twitched. She was a little speechless. Sweetheart, why do I feel that your brain circuit is a little crooked? Why would she mention that psychopath with an intimate tone? Sweetheart, how on earth did you understand? Why did she feel that there was something wrong with Lu Tingxiao today? Forget it, forget it. Anyway, her sweetheart was right, and wrong was also right. Ningxi hurriedly comforted him. Yes, sweetheart, you're right. I know I was wrong. Don't be angry. Think of it this way. If I win the Golden Palm Award, it's like we've got half a marriage certificate. Hearing that, Lu Tingxiao's expression softened a little. He touched the girl's lips with his fingertips and leaned over to continue kissing her gently. Ningxi obediently let the man kiss her, and then quietly kicked the box away with her foot. When the man's emotions had almost calmed down, Ningxi took the opportunity to take Lu Tingxiao to the sofa and change the topic. Lu Tingxiao, tomorrow is the family meeting of your Lu group, right? I've already prepared the dresses for you. Look, this is yours, and this is Little Bun's. Yours isn't too bad, but Little Bun's is too old-fashioned and doesn't match his age. So I added some embellishments on the pockets. Isn't this little bunny especially cute? Lu Tingxiao held the girl in his arms and listened to her nagging. His eyes fell on the clothes Ningxi prepared for her. Won't you go with me? Ningxi scratched her head. Even if I get the Golden Palm Award, I'm still short of one. If only I could be as powerful as Senior Song. She's the goddess of the nation and has a high prestige and influence among the people. She also bought 5% of the shares of Lu's group with her own financial resources. I remember that the shares of Lu's group rose to the upper limit within 3 days after she bought the shares. One had to know that even 1% of the Lu group's shares was an astronomical figure, let alone 5%. Owning 5% of the shares would already be considered a major shareholder and would have a high status in the company. Song Lin's ex-husband was the CEO of the Mork family in America. Her current boyfriend was the boss of Hollywood's SC company. Her best friend was the princess of Qingwai. In short, she was surrounded by top-notch connections. She was like a legend. Even the traditional super-rich families in China, who always had a problem with the people in the entertainment industry, had to give Song Lin some face. Seeing the girl's depressed look, Lu Tingxiao suddenly felt a little regretful. He kissed the girl's forehead lovingly and comforted her softly. It's good to have a goal, but don't be too hasty. After all, Song Lin entered the industry 10 years earlier than you. It's already very good that you have achieved so far. You will become a unique legend. A unique legend. Hearing the Devil King's prophetic words, Ningxi's depression was swept away. Although you can't attend the meeting with me in public, you can accompany me in another way. Lu Tingxiao said. What way? Ningxi immediately asked. Lu Tingxiao thought for a moment. Do you have lipstick? Chapter 1574. Lipstick. Ningxi paused. Yes, but what do you need lipstick for? Lu Tingxiao said. To borrow it. Ningxi said. Huh? To borrow? Why did Lu Tingxiao borrow lipstick? He couldn't be using it for himself, could he? Ningxi was confused. She went to her bag and found a lipstick she usually used. Lu Tingxiao took off the lipstick cap, gently pinched the girl's chin with his slender fingers, and carefully applied the lipstick for her. Ningxi blinked. She still didn't understand what Lu Tingxiao wanted to do, until Lu Tingxiao finished applying lipstick on her lips, picked up the white shirt on the sofa and handed it to her. This time, Ningxi finally realized what Lu Tingxiao wanted to do. Her little heart suddenly thumped fast, and her heart was beating so fast that she almost fainted. Ningxi coughed. Sweetheart, are you sure? Lu Tingxiao said. Yes. Ningxi looked at the clean white collar of the shirt, hesitated for a moment, and finally gently pressed a lip print on the place near the collar. Looking at the red lip mark on the shirt, Ningxi blushed even more. She didn't expect that Lu Tingxiao would let her accompany him in this way. At the same time, he was using this way to keep away unnecessary women. Woo. She was going to be flirted to death by her sweetheart. How could he do this? The devil's flirting skills had evolved to the extreme. Is this okay? Ningxi asked. Very good. Lu Tingxiao folded the shirt again. Looking at the man in front of her and feeling his endless indulgence and love for her, Ningxi's heart was full of throbbing. She leaned over slightly. Boss, do you want it anywhere else? The man's eyes suddenly darkened. He held the girl's head and swallowed the redness on the girl's lips. The next day, the Lu family's family meeting was held in a garden of the Lu family. All the important direct descendants and collateral members of the Lu clan, as well as important shareholders, were gathered here. The musical fountain in front of the gate of the garden was all turned on, and a small band was playing in the middle of the banquet hall. Under the huge and luxurious crystal lights, it was a scene of extreme extravagance that belonged to the top upper class. Those present were all members of the Lu clan or guests who were inextricably linked to the Lu clan. Everyone used this annual gathering to chat and exchange information. The atmosphere was very lively. The hall was filled with cheers and laughter, and everyone had a smile on their faces. Under Lu Tingxiao's leadership over the past few years, the Lu group had almost reached the pinnacle. Naturally, they had benefited as well. In the entire banquet hall, there was probably only one person who was in a bad mood. And that person was also the most popular little koi fish, who was currently being chased by countless people to strike up a conversation. Second young master, this is the daughter of my uncle-in-law's second aunt. Her name is Ying. She's 24 years old and graduated from Princeton University. She's in the same major as you, so you two must have a common topic. Jingli, this is second aunt's niece Yin Yan. She's 18 years old this year, and is still in high school. The little girl really admires you. Do you two have time to chat? Second young master, what do you think of this girl on my phone? Although she's 3 years older than you, as the saying goes, a woman 3 years older can hug a golden brick. Second young master, second young master. Surrounded by 7 aunts and 8 aunts, Lu Jingli kept introducing them to each other. He called his father, but there was no response. He looked like he had been ravaged. Ow, brother, why haven't you come yet? Help. Chapter 1575. Lu Jingli barely managed to squeeze his way out of the crowd. Of course he loved girls and beauties, but he couldn't accept any of them because they were all trying to force him into marriage. He could date, but he didn't want to enter the grave of marriage so early. The only one who could make him willingly enter the grave was his fairy sister. Dad. Mom. You're too much. Am I your biological son? I even begged for help just now. How dare you ignore me? Lu Jingli stomped over to Yan Rui and Lu Chongshan, fuming. Yan Rui tidied up her son's messy hair and glared at him. You're spouting nonsense again. What do you mean by saving or not saving? You're already so old. It's time for you to consider marriage. There are so many outstanding girls here today, but none of them caught your eye? I've indulged you for so many years, it's enough. Take this opportunity to find a marriage partner for me by the end of the year. Lu Chongshan ordered unhappily. Lu Jingli grumbled unhappily. You only know how to bully me. Say the same thing to my brother if you dare. Lu Chongshan glared at his son. Your brother is the same. Yan Rui looked at the young girls who had turned up tonight with a hopeful look on her face. The girls who turned up tonight are all pretty good. Perhaps Ting Xiao will like one of them. Lu Jingli glanced at them casually. Mom, don't lie to me. None of them are prettier than my sister-in-law. What sister-in-law? Don't call me that. Lu Chongshan warned him unhappily. He knew that the woman wouldn't be attending tonight, so he decided to hide the fact that Lu Tingxiao already had a girlfriend. Although Tingxiao had announced it before, as long as the woman didn't appear tonight, anything was possible. Lu Jingli naturally knew what his father was up to. He couldn't help but pour cold water on him. Dad, you're too naive. Do you think that my brother will be at your mercy just because my sister-in-law can't accompany him? My brother isn't as obedient as I am, so you can bully him. You child. How can you say that? Can't you think of your brother better? Yan Rui shook her head helplessly, then looked at the clock on the wall. Oh right, it's already so late. Why isn't your brother here yet? Just as Yan Rui was about to make a phone call to ask, there was a sudden burst of excited exclamations. Starting from the entrance, the crowd automatically parted to make a path. Two figures, one big and one small, stood in the light and slowly walked towards the banquet hall. The little boy next to the man who was wearing the same black suit as the man was particularly eye-catching. The little boy was dressed in deep black, and his face had the same cold and distant expression as Lu Tingxiao's. He was simply a small replica of Lu Tingxiao, and he looked like he was 1,000 miles away from everyone. Although the little fellow's appearance was too outstanding, and he had perfectly inherited the genes of the Lu family, he looked a little too gloomy at such a young age. Just as someone was thinking this, the little guy came closer. When they got closer, they saw that on the chest pocket of the little fellow's gown, there was actually a cute little rabbit decoration. It immediately added a bit of liveliness to the child, causing the hearts of the surrounding adults to almost melt from the cuteness. Lu Tingxiao, on the other hand, had an intimidating aura as usual, and his face was as handsome as a god. The young girls who were present today were originally feeling uneasy because of the rumors about Lu Tingxiao's scary, cold, and hard to get along with. Now that they saw Lu Tingxiao in person, they were so excited that they almost pounced on him. Chapter 1576. Oh my god. This is our clan leader? The clan leader is so handsome. That bastard Qi Yingying. How dare she lie to me and say that the clan leader is a scary, ugly monster. That's why he rarely appears in public and doesn't allow any media to publish his picture. She made me reject my aunt's offer to introduce me to him. I'm going to fight it out with her. Oh my god, you're so stupid. How could you believe that? She obviously wants to have one less competitor, okay? I want to marry the clan leader too. My uncle said that the main family is going to choose a girl of the right age for the second young master, and the clan leader at the same time. Stop dreaming. Do you think it's so easy to be the mistress of the family? Even if it's the second young master, you're not qualified. Lu Chongshan looked at his outstanding son, and listened to the compliments around him. He was very satisfied. His eldest son was the biggest pride of his life. He had led the Lu family to unprecedented heights, and was the most perfect and outstanding clan leader in the history of the Lu family. Yan Rui was naturally happy as a mother. At the same time, she was secretly looking for the girls to come tonight. Fortunately, that girl knew her place and did not come tonight. This is not logical. Did my brother really enter the wolf's den so obediently? Lu Jingli was confused. After all, based on his understanding of his brother, this wife-protecting maniac would never allow any woman other than little Cece to have a chance to covet him. Do you think your brother is as inconsiderate as you? Lu Chongshan glared at Lu Jingli. No. I don't believe it. This is not logical. When Lu Tingxiao brought little Bun over to the three of them, Lu Jingli immediately went up to him like a scout dog, sizing up his older brother from head to toe, not letting go of any corner. Lu Tingxiao did not stop Lu Jingli from going crazy and stood there talking to Lu Chongshan. This is Xiaobao's first time attending the family meeting. Bring him around and get to know everyone. Lu Chongshan looked at his precious grandson with a loving expression. Although that was what he said, he actually wanted Lu Tingxiao to bring Xiaobao around and show off. Okay. Lu Tingxiao nodded. Lu Tingxiao was talking to Lu Chongshan when Lu Jingli suddenly tugged on Lu Tingxiao's collar, as if he had discovered a new continent. Fuck. Brother. You need to pay attention to your image. There was a very obvious lip print on Lu Tingxiao's collar. Half of it was exposed, and the other half was hidden in the suit. After being pulled by Lu Jingli, it was completely exposed in front of everyone. After all, Lu Tingxiao was the focus of everyone's attention. How could no one have noticed the lip print? It was just that no one dared to confirm it, and no one dared to say anything. The one on Patriarch's clothes is actually a woman's lip mark. I heard that Lord Patriarch has publicly announced that he has a girlfriend. No, this was impossible. Lord Patriarch doesn't have any women by his side. At this moment, the banquet hall was filled with exclamations of surprise, as well as the sound of the young girl's hearts breaking. Lu Tingxiao glanced at his younger brother from the corner of his eyes, and pushed his brother's hand away. He straightened his collar and said, "Don't touch it." Lu Jingli immediately clutched his chest, indicating that he had received 10,000 damage. Fuck. Can't you do it? Sister-in-law isn't here, and you alone have the ability to bully a bunch of dogs. Chapter 1577. A lipstick mark. Just like that, he abused a bunch of dogs. Just like that, he swore to everyone present that he had a master. No matter what his parents said, Lu Jingli firmly believed that his brother would definitely be prepared. However, he never expected his brother to be so cruel and crude. The girls all stared at the lipstick mark on Lu Tingxiao's collar. If they could set fire with their eyes, Lu Tingxiao's clothes would have been burnt through. Judging from the color and texture of that lipstick, it should be the new color number NT260 from House G. This color is especially picky. If it's not handled properly, it would look very tacky. I've only seen a few women who can handle this color. That woman actually dared to use this color number. Girls were naturally passionate about lipstick, so they naturally researched a lot about it. Thus, many of the girls present were able to tell the relevant information of this lipstick based on the color alone. That's the clan leader's woman. She must be a great beauty. Of course she dared to use this color number. This is so sad. I haven't even tried my best, and there's already no result. I heard that the clan leader is a germaphobe. He actually allowed that woman's lipstick mark to remain on his collar. A girl was so jealous that she almost crushed her teeth. Lu Tingxiao had a cold and arrogant temperament. His entire body was meticulous and exuded an otherworldly aura. The sudden appearance of that lipstick mark on his body added a touch of seductive sexiness and attractiveness to him. To be able to leave a lipstick mark on such a man's collar, what would that be like? Just thinking about it made one's blood boil and their hearts surge. A girl wearing a classic black dress took a sip of champagne. Her eyes flickered as she said, "I think you guys should be quiet tonight." The clan leader is obviously hinting that he's not satisfied with this so-called clan meeting, but in reality, it's a matchmaking banquet. Hearing the girl's words, the surrounding girls looked at each other, their hearts filled with sympathy. Although that was what she said, she was the mistress of the Lu family. Who could resist such a temptation? Even if there was only a sliver of possibility, no one would be willing to give up, right? Everyone present had different thoughts. Lu Chongshan's face was already darker than the bottom of a pot. Yan Rui also had a helpless expression. It was undeniable that Jingli understood his brother the best. This child. If you really don't want to, do you think we can force you? Yan Rui sighed and said angrily. Lu Tingxiao didn't say anything, but it was obvious from his expression that he didn't believe his mother. Yan Rui coughed awkwardly. It was obvious that her words made her feel guilty. After all, she had been secretly preparing for this. The girls who could attend tonight were all carefully selected by her. Although Lu Chongshan was full of anger, It was impossible for him to blow things up on such an occasion. He could only bear it with a gloomy face. Hurry up and change your clothes. Before Lu Tingxiao could speak, Little Bun said, Grandpa, I want to wear the same as Daddy. The father and son were obviously wearing the same style of clothes, and the jewel decorations on the collar of their shirts were the same. When Lu Chongshan heard his precious grandson's request, he immediately nodded his head amiably. All right, if you don't want to trade, then so be it. It's good that our Xiaobao likes it. Lu Tingxiao looked at his son. When he heard Hu Jinniao call him daddy, he raised his eyebrows slightly. In order to protect his mother, the little boy had sacrificed quite a lot. Chapter 1578. The incident came to an end, but Lu Tingxiao still had the lip mark on his head, so he controlled the situation effectively. As for the consequences, brother, you're too much. Countless attacks were directed at Lu Jingli. As for those who were committed to being the mistress of the family, they didn't have the guts to do so because they knew that it was impossible to start with Lu Tingxiao. Lu Tingxiao had already made it clear, so they still wanted to court death. Therefore, some smart people immediately changed the direction of their attacks. For example, Lu Tingxiao's only son. It's said that the woman by Lu Tingxiao's side is very favored by the little prince. Lu Tingxiao doesn't like women, so this woman only succeeded because of the little prince. I also heard that the woman's family background is not that impressive, but because she has the little crown prince in her palm, even old Master Lu and old Madam Lu have to give her some face. It seems that the little prince is the key. How do you know? Look at the resolve of the Guan family. Someone looked not far away. Guan Rui, together with his eldest son Guan Zihao and eldest grandson Guan Jichen, greeted Lu Chongshan and the others with enthusiasm. To avoid being too deliberate, the Guan family didn't even let Guan Ziyao come with them. They had been too arrogant before, which made it easy for others to look down on them. Moreover, the Guan family was different now. As soon as Guan Zihao returned to China, he won an energy project funded by the government. The net profit from this project would double the size of the Guan family's company, and after this battle, the Guan family had gained a foothold in the country. Guan Zihao was handsome and polite. Uncle Lu, I heard from my father that Jichen made a lot of trouble at your birthday party last time. It's the father's fault for not teaching his son well. Jichen is a straightforward child and doesn't know how to beat around the bush. If he was rude or offended you in any way, I apologize on his behalf. Lu Chongshan looked at the back of the person he hadn't seen for many years and admired his bearing. He said, It's just a small matter, don't mention it. Although what happened that day made him very angry with the Guan family, he was very satisfied with the final result. All the unfavorable rumors about Xiaobao had been cleared up. In addition, the Guan family had been developing well recently. Today, the other party didn't even bring Guan Ziyao with them out of consideration for their feelings. Naturally, he wouldn't be too overbearing. Even if they couldn't become in-laws, there was no need to have another enemy. Little brother Xiaobao, I'm sorry. Big brother apologizes to you. I was in the wrong that day. I shouldn't have listened to the rumors and misunderstood you. I didn't expect you to be so powerful at such a young age. Big brother is convinced by you. Guan Jichen's attitude was abnormally sincere. He was just a wimpy brat, so it would be easy for him to gain his favor. If it wasn't for his father and grandfather forcing him to do this, he wouldn't have said such disgusting words to this little brat. What powerful! What convinced! Guan Jichen sneered inwardly as he took out a colorful Rubik's Cube and enthusiastically handed it to Xiaobao. This is a special Rubik's Cube that my father brought back from China. I like it very much. It took me an hour to finally solve it. You can play with it to pass the time. Chapter 1579. Guan Jichen's tone seemed friendly, but there was a hint of arrogance in it. Anyone with a bit of knowledge would know that this Rubik's Cube was extremely difficult to solve. A normal person would need 3 to 5 weeks to solve it, but he only took an hour to solve it. At that time, even his father praised him. Little Bun looked at Guan Jichen, then looked at the Rubik's Cube that Guan Jichen handed over. His mother said that it was impolite to ignore others when they were talking to him. Thus, little Bun took the Rubik's Cube and began to play with it. Guan Zichen looked at his father and grandfather happily when he saw that little Bun had accepted the gift and was playing with it with great interest. Then he took the opportunity to guide little Bun. Little Bun, you won't be able to turn every side into the same color like this. Let me teach you the technique. You should turn this layer first and, hey, that's not right. You can't turn it randomly like this. You have to follow what I teach you. Guan Zichen patiently guided little Bun like a big brother, but in the next second, when he saw the Rubik's Cube in little Bun's hands, all his words were stuck in his throat. Little Bun was holding the Rubik's Cube that he solved in less than 2 minutes. He raised his expressionless face and looked at Guan Zichen. He strictly followed his mother's teachings and calmly said, "Thank you, it's very fun." Guan Zichen. Really? How good at killing time. 2 minutes. Pfft. Lu Jingli, who had just managed to get away from the crowd, couldn't help but laugh when he saw this scene. He only managed to hold it in after Lu Chongshan glared at him. His little Bun was simply too black-bellied. Overwhelming strength. How infuriating. Although Lu Chongshan glared at Lu Jingli in reality, he was in a good mood. Only Lu Tingxiao was completely calm, as if he knew his son's battle strength like the back of his hand. He didn't seem worried at all. Guan Zichen's face turned red, and he almost vomited blood. Yet, little Bun was still speaking with a serious expression. Damn it. Was this brat purposely humiliating him? Because his grandfather and father had repeatedly warned him at home, Guan Zichen didn't dare to get angry even though he was slapped in the face. Instead, he forced a smile and continued to praise. Cough little brother Xiaobao, you're really amazing. You solved it so quickly. Your method is quite unique. I've never seen it before. Guan Zihao naturally saw that his son couldn't take it anymore, so he tried to smooth things over. Zichun, take Xiaobao over there to play. Take good care of little brother Xiaobao. He wasn't at the scene the previous time around. Now that he had witnessed it with his own eyes, he had to admit that this little prince of the Lu family was indeed not simple. Okay, father, I understand. Guan Zichen took a deep breath and continued to build a relationship with this person that he hated so much. After the two kids left, Guan Rui chuckled and said to Lu Chongshan and Yan Rui, "My Zichen always praises Xiaobao when he's at home. He says that only Xiaobao can make him feel interested in talking to him. He's just like Xiao and Tingxiao back then." Guan Zihao, on the other hand, looked at Lu Tingxiao as if they were old friends who hadn't seen each other for a long time. From the two elders of the Lu family to Lu Tingxiao, he didn't forget to ask his grandson to please the little prince. Even though Guan Ziao wasn't present today, everyone around them could tell what the Guan family was trying to do. However, the Guan family's level was indeed much higher. Chapter 1580. Speaking of which, the Guan family and the Lu family did have a long history. Guan Rui's father was a close friend of the Lu family. Several of the Guan family's descendants were also related to the Lu family by marriage. They cooperated with each other, and had always been close to each other. Even when the Guan family was abroad these years, they never stopped contacting each other. After the Guan family returned to China, it was said that the two families had some conflicts because of some things, but after all, they had such a close relationship. However, there were many people who coveted the position of the Guan family's mistress. Seeing that the Guan family had taken the lead, the others couldn't help but send their children of the same age to please the crown prince. At the same time, they thought of ways to show their faces in front of the two elders, hoping that their people would be able to get the position. The others who knew their place and didn't want to get the position were seizing the opportunity tonight to make all kinds of connections. One must know that those who could attend tonight's event were all top-notch connections, especially the direct descendants of the Lu family and the major shareholders of the corporation. They were people that were hard to come by on normal days, who didn't want to squeeze their way into the inner circle. Lu Tingxiao was surrounded by people who wanted to toast him, but in front of the young family leader, no one dared to show their faces. Those who were of lower status consciously toasted and left after a toast. Those who had a little bit of face dared to make small talk and report on the situation. Only a direct descendant like Lu Chongyuan dared to talk to his nephew intimately and bring up some sensitive topics. Tingxiao, as the saying goes, start a family first, then start a career. You really should think about marriage. Even if it's not for yourself, it's for your children. Lu Chongyuan persuaded him earnestly, and even tried to sound him out. I think Xiao is a good girl. You two have been childhood sweethearts, and your personalities are compatible. You two are perfect for each other. It was obvious that Lu Chongyuan was on the Guan family's side. The national energy project that Guan Zihao had recently taken on was a collaboration with the branch company that Lu Chongyuan was in charge of. Lu Chongyuan's wife's sister was Guan Zihao's wife, and the two families were related. Naturally, he would speak up for the Guan family. He Jingshu, who was standing next to her, turned to look at her daughter, Lu Xinyan, and asked, Xinyan, why didn't your sister Xiao come today? Lu Xinyan changed the topic. Sister Xiao didn't come? I don't know. He Jingshu said. You're so close to Xiao. How could you not know? Didn't I tell you to bring your sister Xiao over to play more often? I haven't seen him for a long time. Mom, you're so annoying. I already said I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. Your daughter is someone who can do great things now. I'm busy. Lu Xinyan stomped her feet and ran away. After all, her life was saved by Ningxi. The first successful business in her life was also because of Ningxi. Even if she didn't know what was good for her, she couldn't help others poach Ningxi. However, she had a good relationship with Sister Xiao, and her parents were on the side of the Guan family. Now she could only try her best to hide and not help either side, lest she was put in a difficult position in the future. Everyone was talking, and the atmosphere was lively. Suddenly, someone walked in through the door. Looking at the newcomer, everyone's faces revealed a taboo expression. The entire banquet hall was silent for a moment before everyone continued to chat. No one looked at the door again, as if they were deliberately ignoring and avoiding the person at the door. Chapter 1581. Lu Chongshan had 2 younger brothers and 3 younger sisters, all of whom were married off to faraway places. Regardless of the family background of their husbands, they were doing extremely well because they had the backing of the Lu family. The second son, Lu Chongyuan, lived in the capital with his wife, He Jingshu, and daughter Lu Xinyan. He was in charge of several important businesses of the Lu family, and was the closest to the center of power. As for old Master Lu's other son, the fourth son, Lu Chongming, he had fallen to the point where he could only show his face at the annual family meeting. Furthermore, it was like a taboo that was rarely mentioned. At this moment, the person at the door was Lu Tingxiao's fourth uncle, Lu Chongming. In the beginning, Lu Chongshan, Lu Chongyuan, and Lu Chongming fought fiercely for the right to inherit the family. After all, everyone wanted that position. In the end, because Lu Chongshan was more capable and had always been favored by the old master, he was the old master's most favored successor. No matter how Lu Chongyuan and Lu Chongming fought and formed factions, Lu Chongshan successfully obtained the right to inherit the family's inheritance. The second son, Lu Chongyuan, was good at judging the situation. When he knew that he couldn't win, he retreated and lived a comfortable life. However, the fourth son, Lu Chongming, was ambitious and scheming. When old Master Lu was still alive, he knew how to be patient. Once old Master Lu passed away, he plotted for many years and immediately made a comeback. 5 years ago, he caused an unprecedented internal conflict in the family and almost destroyed the entire Lu corporation. At that time, Lu Chongshan's old illness acted up due to overwork, and he was in critical condition in the hospital. The entire Lu family was in a mess. It was also at that time that Lu Tingxiao returned from Wall Street and directly took over the inheritance rights of the company and the position of the family head from Lu Chongshan. He suppressed the internal conflict that almost destroyed the Lu corporation and dug out Lu Chongming's nest. He completely wiped it out and sent Lu Chongming to the most remote branch company abroad. There was no way for him to make a comeback. To others, Lu Chongming's fate was not bad. The Lu family had rules that forbade brothers from killing each other. That was why Lu Tingxiao didn't kill Lu Chongming back then. At least Lu Chongming still held 5% of the Lu Group's shares. As long as he behaved himself, He would be able to enjoy a lifetime of wealth. However, for Lu Chongming, who had always wanted to become the successor of the family, he could only stay in a corner and watch as a junior sat in this position and enjoyed all the glory, while he was avoided like the plague. How could he accept such a difference? After Lu Chongming came in, he sat at the corner of the bar with a gloomy face and his stomach. Not long after, a chubby middle-aged man walked over to Lu Chongming with a smile and a glass of wine in his hand. He raised his glass and said, "Long time no see, fourth young master. How have you been?" Lu Chongming's eyes flashed with a trace of disgust when he saw who it was. This man's name was Wu Jianda. He was just a lackey under Lu Chongshan in the past. In the end, when he saw Lu Chongshan gaining power, he turned around and became Lu Chongshan's lackey. He betrayed Lu Chongshan and leaked many of Lu Chongshan's secrets. Now, with that little bit of credit, he actually managed to make a name for himself. He actually dared to come over and talk to Lu Chongming. Based on Lu Chongming's character in the past, he would have kicked him long ago. However, things were different now. A tiger who had fallen to the plains could only endure being bullied by a dog. Chapter 1582. Wu Jianda sighed with his huge beer belly. "Sigh, fourth young master. I'm not trying to scold you, but you have to adapt to the circumstances. Look at Lu Chongyuan, he's doing so well now." Lu Chongming swirled the blood in his glass. "Ha, he's just a dog by Lu Chongshan's side." A cough cough. Although Lu Chongming was scolding Lu Chongyuan, he was obviously scolding him as well. Wu Jianda coughed lightly and said earnestly, "Fourth young master, I know you resent me for what I did back then, but if I didn't do that, we would all have died together. I have a family to take care of. I can't possibly sacrifice my entire family, can I? Actually, it's not bad to follow this boss. I can't deny that although Lu Tingxiao is young, he's quite a character." Wu Jianda glanced in Lu Tingxiao's direction and said enviously, "I don't know where Lu Chongshan got the good fortune to have such a good son. Second brother Lu Jingli, right? Although he's a little mediocre, anyone with a discerning eye would know that he's the type of person who appears to be a fool. If Lu Jingli didn't have such a personality, would the six families be so peaceful and stable? Many people are hoping for the brothers to fall out so that they can take advantage of it." In the end, Wu Jianda finally revealed his ultimate goal. He moved closer to Lu Chongming and tried to persuade him. "Fourth young master, things are different now. Everything is a foregone conclusion. Why don't you just give in and ask CEO Lu to transfer you back? It's not a good idea to stay in that godforsaken place all the time." Of course, Wu Jianda wouldn't be so kind as to say these words. He was Lu Chongming's old subordinate, so even if he betrayed him, he was still guarded against. No matter how hard he tried, he wouldn't be able to enter the core leadership. If Lu Chongming gave in and went over to Lu Chongshan's side, he would have a chance to get over this obstacle. How could Lu Chongming not understand Wu Jianda's goal? He immediately scolded him. "Scram! If you bark in my ears again, I'll cripple you." Wu Jianda's face froze. He stood up with a dark expression and cursed. What the hell? Does he really think he's the fourth young master of the six families? You call others dogs, but you're just a stray dog. To be humiliated by such a person. Lu Chongming's entire body trembled in anger. The man's gaze was incomparably gloomy as he looked at the man who was surrounded by the stars. His hands were tightly clenched into fists. Six Tingxiao. If it wasn't for him, he wouldn't have fallen to this state. Everything here should have been his. Back then, he was only one step away from success, but he failed because of Lu Tingxiao's return. From then on, there was no chance for him to make a comeback. Not far away, Lu Jingli was desperate. He dialed Jiang Mai's number, trying to find someone to distract him. "Hey, Jiang Mai, come over here immediately. Is there something wrong with my brain? I'm not going." The sound of Jiang Mai playing games came from the other side. "If you don't come, I'll tell Xiao Sisi that you like her." As soon as he finished speaking, the voice of challenge sounded from Jiang Mai's side. "Holy shit. Hurry up, I'll give you 10 minutes. Second uncle, you have to be responsible for your words. Which eye of yours saw that I like her? Are you blind?" Jiang Mai swore not to admit it. Why the fuck did they all use this to threaten him? Chapter 1583. You don't want to come? Then I'll call Cece right now. I'll call her now. Horse. Come. Jiang Mai gnashed his teeth. Sure enough, Jiang Mai ran over without a minute's delay. Although Jiang Mai was not related to the Lu family by blood, he was closer to the Lu family than most of the direct descendants. Therefore, the Jiang family had a high prestige in the family. Of course, the most important thing was Jiang Mai's status as a celebrity. Sure enough, as soon as Jiang Mai came, the pressure on Lu Jingli was greatly relieved. When the music in the banquet hall stopped, and the host signaled to everyone that Lu Tingxiao was about to make a speech, Lu Jingli and Jiang Mai finally escaped and hid in a corner. Jiang Mai panted heavily as if he had just survived a disaster. My uncle didn't bring a female companion here today. Logically speaking, those people should have attacked my uncle. Why are they attacking us so crazily? It shouldn't be. The corner of Lu Jingli's mouth twitched. Please take a look at my brother's shirt collar at 10 o'clock. Ah, what happened to his collar? Jiang Mai looked in the direction that Lu Jingli was pointing at. The next second, he spat out a mouthful of wine. What the hell? Jiang Mai coughed violently for a while. Don't tell me, he wore that lip mark the whole night? Lu Jingli nodded seriously. Yes. Tell me, isn't it cruel? Jiang Mai said. Too cruel. He didn't want to say anything else. After complaining to Lu Jingli for a while, Jiang Mai noticed from the corner of his eyes that Wu Jianda had secretly gone to find Lu Chongming. He couldn't help but frown and say, Second uncle, those two are sneaking around. Don't you need to be careful? What's there to be careful about? With Wu Jianda's courage, do you think he would dare to do anything on such an occasion? He must have gone to persuade him to surrender. Lu Jingli said indifferently. Jiang Mai clicked his tongue. Your fourth uncle still hasn't given up? Lu Jingli sneered. Give up? Previously, he even secretly contacted me, wanting to surrender to me and help me usurp the throne. Is he a fool? He wants to join forces with me to overthrow my brother. I'm my brother's sweet little sweetheart. Lu Jingli had a proud expression on his face. The corner of Jiang Mai's mouth twitched. But he couldn't deny that Lu Jingli would never betray Lu Tingxiao in this world. Lu Chongming couldn't even see through this. No wonder he ended up like this. Good evening. At this time, Lu Tingxiao's cell-like voice came from the stage. His opening speech was simple and concise, just like his master. There was a burst of warm applause in the banquet hall. Everyone looked at the young patriarch on the stage with reverence and passion. In the past year, with the joint efforts of everyone, the Lu group has achieved unprecedented good results in history. We have exceeded the various tasks set at the beginning of the year. Looking at his son on the stage, Lu Chongshan's face was filled with pride as he sighed in his heart. To be able to see the Lu family develop to such heights in his lifetime, he would be able to calmly face his ancestors in the afterlife. After Lu Tingxiao finished his speech, Lu Chongshan took over the microphone and said excitedly, Tingxiao has already said everything. I won't say anything else. I haven't made any great achievements in my life. I just want to protect the foundation of my ancestors and ensure that the Lu Group 1 continues to prosper. What I'm most proud of in this life are the 2 sons I have. Everyone knows that it's easy to build a family, but it's hard to protect it. For a family like ours, the most important thing is not power or wealth, but outstanding children. This is the only way to ensure the family's prosperity. This is also the reason why I've always asked everyone to pay attention to the cultivation and education of children. I believe that Tingxiao can lead everyone and the Lu family to a higher level. Bang! Before Lu Chongshan could finish his words, there was a loud noise and the entire banquet hall was enveloped by a layer of black haze. In an instant, it was as if the night had fallen. Chapter 1584. Ah! What's going on? What's that? Along with a wave of chaotic exclamations from the crowd, the sky was covered with flower petals, black flower petals with ominous meanings. Lu Jingli caught one of the petals with his fingertips. His expression was incomparably cold. He immediately recalled the black datura at the entrance of his father's birthday banquet. The flower language of the black datura, revenge. What's coming has finally come. He subconsciously looked towards his brother's direction, only to see that the man had a deathly calm expression from the beginning to the end, as if he had been waiting for this scene for a long time. As the black, fog-like petals were bombarded by the cannons and fell to the ground, a young man with a head full of silver hair walked towards the hall step by step, holding an unknown long object in his hand. Security. Where's the security? What's going on? The security system has suddenly malfunctioned. How did this person get in? We don't know either. Hurry up and settle it. The banquet hall was in a mess. On the stage, Lu Chongshan looked at the young man who was walking towards him step by step. He did not know why, but his heart was filled with immense fear. Who are you? Lu Chongshan's question came from the microphone. The white-haired man's aura was extremely eerie. He stepped on the black petals step by step, but it was as if he was stepping on the underworld, coming from hell. He was alone, but it was as if he was surrounded by thousands of ghosts. It was incomparably terrifying, and for a moment no one dared to approach him. Stop right there. Lu Chongshan shouted once again. However, his seemingly cold and stern voice concealed a trace of fear that even he himself did not notice. Heh! In the hall, it was so quiet that one could hear a pin drop. The young man's low laughter made everyone shudder. Then, the man's indifferent voice rang in everyone's ears. You gave birth to me, yet you ask who I am? What kind of logic is this? My dear father, you. Lu Chongshan's face instantly turned as white as a ghost, and he subconsciously took a step back. What nonsense are you talking about? The white-haired man walked closer step by step, the corner of his lips slightly raised, revealing a cold smile. Is that so? Nonsense. Back then, my name was given by you, Lord Father. Ting is deep, Lu. Ting is deep. As soon as he finished speaking, Lu Chongshan's body shook violently and his fingers trembled violently. Who did you say you are? The white-haired man's slender, fair, and almost transparent fingers slightly lifted the bangs that covered his brow bone, revealing the shallow scar on his brow bone. He gave a strange, neurotic chuckle as he replied, One of your excellent heirs. Shut up. You shut up. I don't know you. I don't know anything about Lu Tingshan. I only have 2 sons. Where did a swindler like you come from? How dare you come to the Lu family to swindle? Lu Chongshan immediately roared and ordered his men to catch him. However, his expression revealed his guilt and panic. Finally, when the white-haired man was 10 steps away from Lu Chongshan, he slowly removed the white cloth covering the object in his hand, revealing a memorial tablet underneath the white cloth. On the memorial tablet was engraved, My wife Yunlan's tablet. Those who were familiar with Lu Chongshan were in an uproar. They were all stunned, because on the memorial tablet was Lu Chongshan's handwriting. My wife. Chapter 1585. My wife. Lu Chongshan only had one wife, and that was Yen Rui. Who was this Yin Lan? The moment he saw the memorial tablet, the last strand of nerves in Lu Chongshan's mind snapped. It was as if his entire being had been sucked out, and his face was completely blank. He stood there in a daze, staring at the memorial tablet. He opened his mouth, but no words came out. His turbid eyes were only left with a great fear that was about to swallow him up, as if the memorial tablet was some kind of terrifying beast. With a thump, Lu Chongshan's face turned pale, and he fell to the ground without any warning. Ah, Chongshan. Chongshan. Chongshan, what happened to you? Yen Rui's face turned extremely ugly when she saw the words my wife. She only regained her senses when she saw Lu Chongshan fainting, and she ran over to help him up in shock. Oh my God! Uncle Lu. Uncle Lu. Chairman Lu, are you alright? Call an ambulance. The silence was broken by this turn of events, and it became a mess again. Lu Chongshan was surrounded by people, and he was on the verge of death. However, he still stared at the ghost-like young man, and the memorial tablet in his hand. His lips trembled, and he wanted to speak, but he was too emotional and could not make a sound. Not far away, Lu Jingli clenched his fists tightly. His eyes were bloodshot because of his father's reaction, and his eyes were filled with disbelief and pain. Really? All of this was actually true. That person was really his father's son. No matter how unwilling he was to admit it, Lu Chongshan's reaction had already explained everything, and he could not continue to deceive himself. Even though his brother had been hiding it from him, he was after all in charge of intelligence. How could he not have received any news? He had already suspected it a long time ago, but this result still caught him off guard, and he was unwilling to believe it. At this moment, Lu Tingxiao finally raised his hand slightly, and a group of well-trained subordinates quickly took control of both the inside and outside of the hall, and the two parties stood facing each other. From the beginning to the end, Lu Tingxiao's expression was emotionless. He was like a bystander, like the other party was just an insignificant speck of dust, like all of this was just a farce. Seeing that Lu Tingxiao only took action at this moment, especially when he saw Lu Tingxiao's disdainful gaze, as if he was a superior looking at an ant, the man subconsciously touched the scar on his brow bone and chuckled. Heh, because you wanted to confirm the truth, you deliberately allowed me to put on a good show? Well, my dear brother, are you satisfied with what you see? I can guarantee that there are many things that you don't know about that will be even more exciting. Stop trying to mystify me. Who are you? I don't care who you are. Please leave my house immediately. Lu Jingli rushed over angrily. A smile appeared on the man's face, but it didn't reach his eyes. He narrowed his eyes coldly and looked at the person in front of him. You have to be more polite when you speak to me. Do you want to consider coming over to my side? Now there's still time. Fuck your big brother. Who do you think you are? It's just a bargaining chip for some woman to seek a higher position. I've seen a lot of people like you. Lu Jingli shouted angrily as if he was provoked. Is that so? I hope that after you know the truth, you can still be so innocent. The man revealed a sympathetic expression, and then slowly walked away. Halfway through, the man suddenly turned around and tilted his head to look at Lu Tingxiao. Ah, that's right, brother. Help me tell that girl that since she doesn't want to come back, then she doesn't have to, because very soon, the entire Lu family will be mine. Chapter 1586. Ren AI Hospital, VIP Ward. At this moment, the chaotic guests had calmed down. The relatives who came to visit had already left, and Xiaobao had been sent home by the butler. In an instant, only Lu Chongshan, Yan Rui, and Lu Tingxiao and Lu Jingli were left in the ward. The atmosphere was unprecedentedly heavy. After some time, Lu Jingli finally couldn't help but break the silence. His voice trembled as he said, according to what that person said, he was older than me and younger than my brother. What did this mean? It meant that Lu Chongshan had an affair after marriage. Yan Rui closed her eyes slightly. Jingli, stop. Lu Jingli's face was filled with grief and indignation. He ignored his mother's attempts to stop him and clenched his fists tightly as he continued. He clearly had an affair after marriage, yet he personally carved the words "my wife" on that woman's memorial tablet. Dad, where did you put Mom? Although Lu Chongshan was a little too stubborn and old-fashioned at times, he was exceptionally responsible to his family, his company, and his family. In a family like theirs, every person in power would have a bunch of illegitimate sons and daughters. However, Lu Chongshan had never had a woman other than his mother. He and his elder brother were the only two sons in the family. Although Lu Jingli often complained about his father, he had always admired him in his heart. But today, it was as if the faith in his heart had suddenly collapsed. He couldn't accept it no matter what. Lu Jingli was agitated and wanted to continue speaking until a large palm covered his shoulder. Then that large palm patted his head comfortingly. Lu Jingli looked at his brother beside him. No matter what happened, his brother would always stand in front of him. His brother could still remain calm even in a situation like this. Lu Jingli's eyes instantly turned red. On the hospital bed, Lu Chongshan's face was filled with defeat. Because he was too weak, he stuttered. This matter was my fault, but now isn't the time to talk about this. Jingli, Tingxiao, the two of you, get ready immediately. In 2 hours, we'll have a meeting with all the higher-ups. I'll personally host it. Chongshan, why are you still holding a meeting when you're in this state? It's not too late to wait until you're better, or you can leave it to Tingxiao and Jingli. No matter how resentful Yan Rui was, she couldn't ignore Lu Chongshan's state. No. Lu Chongshan suddenly became even more agitated. I want to go personally. I want to personally. That person. Lu Chongshan seemed to have thought of something as he said coldly. Anyway, just do as I say. Lu Jingli looked at Lu Chongshan's unusual reaction and frowned. Dad. Why do you look so afraid of that person? Who is he? Wait, maybe I should ask, who is his mother? This isn't your question. Lu Chongshan said coldly. What do you mean it's not something I should ask? You should have given us a... Lu Jingli was about to argue, but Lu Tingxiao pressed his shoulder down. Lu Tingxiao looked at Lu Chongshan who was lying on the bed and said calmly, I will host the meeting. Mom, you can accompany father and rest well. Lu and Jingli. Chapter 1587. Brother, why didn't you let me get to the bottom of it? Although Lu Jingli had been persuaded to come out, he was still upset. Lu Tingxiao lit a cigarette, and the smoke shrouded his cold face. Let Mom and Dad talk alone. Lu Jingli frowned and mumbled. Mom is so soft-hearted. Without our help, what can she ask? Or, brother, do you already know everything? Lu Tingxiao shook his head. He was only guessing from the beginning to the end. He guessed Yunshin correctly, but he couldn't verify the woman's identity at all. Looking at his father's attitude now, it was impossible to get anything out of him. Lu Tingxiao pinched the cigarette between his fingers. Given Dad's personality, it's useless for you to ask if he doesn't want to say anything. Let's get ready for the meeting. Lu Jingli had no choice but to calm down and deal with the matter at hand. That damned guy actually dared to say that he wanted the entire Lu family. He wanted to see what he was capable of. In the ward, Lu Chongshan seemed to have aged 10 years overnight. Rui, I'm sorry. Yan Rui turned around and wiped the tears from the corner of her eyes. Chongshan, what exactly happened? Although the two of them had met on a blind date, and it was a marriage arranged by their family, their relationship had been stable ever since they got married. Lu Chongshan treated her well, and didn't have any of the bad habits that men in the upper class had. He had always been clean and honest. The husband and wife were harmonious and respectful to each other. They had always been a good couple in the circle. Because their two sons had grown up in such an environment, the two brothers had always been very harmonious. Who would have thought that in just one night, everything would be turned upside down? Lu Chongshan closed his eyes and let out a long sigh. Back then it was indeed my fault. I let you down. I let the child down. I let my emotions run wild. And I didn't handle it properly. That's why this happened today. Perhaps no man would want to talk about the mistakes he had made when he was young. Although Lu Chongshan didn't say much, Yan Rui could roughly guess what had happened from his words. Not long after they had gotten married and given birth to Tingxiao, Lu Chongshan had an affair, and even had a child with that woman. She didn't even notice it. Thinking of this, she felt as if a knife was being twisted in her heart. Lu Chongshan paused for a moment before he looked firmly at his wife. However, don't worry, I Lu Chongshan only have two sons, Tingxiao and Jingli. I will never let the Lu family fall into the hands of others. Yan Rui pursed her lips. She naturally believed this. If Lu Chongshan was really involved with that woman, he would have already gone to look for the child. Why would he wait so many years for the child to appear? However, that child seemed to have a great hatred for the Lu family, which made her feel uneasy. She was most worried that Tingxiao and Jingli would be hurt. Thinking of this, Yan Rui sighed softly and compromised. That child is your flesh and blood after all. If it's possible, try to resolve this peacefully. Lu Chongshan naturally understood what Yan Rui meant. He shook his head solemnly and said, This is not something that can be solved with money. What he wants is not that simple. Yan Rui's heart skipped a beat. He wants to fight for the inheritance of the Lu family? Lu Chongshan closed his eyes and did not say another word. However, he sighed in his heart. More than that, What he was most afraid of was not the fight for the inheritance of the Lu family, but the destruction of the Lu family. Chapter 1588. That man chose to appear at a family meeting, and made it known to everyone in the family, which was bound to have a great impact. One of the important reasons why the Lu family was so stable in this generation was that Lu Chongshan's two sons got along well with each other. Now, an illegitimate son suddenly appeared out of nowhere, and the child's mother seemed to have a close relationship with Lu Chongshan. If this matter wasn't handled well, the whole family would be in turmoil. After all, it involved the most fatal problem of heirs. If that illegitimate son was just an ordinary person who came to ask for some benefits, it wouldn't be a big deal. After all, Lu Tingxiao's position was as stable as a mountain. Even if a few half-brothers appeared, they wouldn't be able to shake him. However, the tricky thing was that many people present at the meeting recognized that the illegitimate son turned out to be Yunshin, the boss of Elon Ventures, the most influential investment company in the capital. He was rich and had an unfathomable background. He was even said to be the only person in the circle who could compete with Lu Tingxiao. Such a person suddenly became Lu Chongshan's illegitimate son, and it seemed that he ranked higher than Lu Jingli. It was like pouring cold water into a pot of boiling oil. The impact was explosive. For a moment, the whole company was in a panic. Lu Group Conference Room. Meeting below. The slide on the wall lit up, and a detailed explanation of Elon Ventures appeared. It seemed to have been prepared for a long time. In the main seat, the man's aura was as cold and powerful as ever, as if nothing had happened today. He analyzed the situation of Elon Ventures clearly, as if every word he said was an imperial edict. The man in front of them stood there steadily like a huge and lofty mountain, instantly calming people down. That's right. Lu Tingxiao was here. After 5 years of peace, how could they forget how terrifying the King of Hell was? That Yunshin seemed to be difficult to deal with. Lu Tingxiao was able to turn the tide when the Lu family was suffering from internal and external troubles. How could an illegitimate son do anything to him now? After the meeting, people were more or less at ease. Peach Blossom Cove. Ningxi didn't know why she felt a little uneasy the whole day. When she was considering whether to call Lu Tingxiao to ask about it, the doorbell rang. Ningxi saw it was Jiang Mai from the monitor of the robot Mantu, so she pressed the button to open the door. As soon as the door was opened, Jiang Mai rushed to her like a small rocket. He grabbed her shoulders and shook her violently. Ningxi, something big happened. What's going on? Did something big happen? Did something happen to Lu Tingxiao? Ningxi immediately asked. Jiang Mai shook his head. No, it's not Lu Tingxiao. No, it's related to Lu Tingxiao. No, that's not right. It should be said that it has more to do with you. The blue veins on Ningxi's forehead throbbed. Can't you have a pleasant conversation? What are you trying to say? Jiang Mai paced around anxiously. It took him a while to regain his ability to speak normally. In today's family meeting, the old master suddenly had an illegitimate son, and my uncle suddenly had a younger brother. What? Ningxi was stunned by this news. Looking at Ningxi's shocked expression, Jiang Mai had a sympathetic look on his face. She was stunned just like that? Illegitimate child? Is this for real? No. What does that illegitimate child have to do with me? Ningxi hurriedly asked. Jiang Mai pinched his forehead and calmed himself down before he said, the illegitimate child of the Lu family, my uncle's half-brother, is yours. Ningxi was so anxious that she almost had a heart attack. She gritted her teeth and said, mine what? Jiang Mai, if you keep me guessing, believe it or not, I'll beat you until you vomit milk. Jiang Mai immediately said, he's your ex-boyfriend. Ningxi. Chapter 1589. Ningxi looked as if she had eaten shit. The illegitimate son of the Lu family. Her ex-boyfriend? The most important point was, Jiang Mai, did he do it on purpose? I have so many ex-boyfriends. How could I know which one it was? Which one? Ningxi asked, gritting her teeth. Jiang Mai shrank his shoulders and curled up in the corner of the sofa, looking as if he had been greatly frightened at the banquet. He shivered and said, I don't know. I don't know anything. You can ask my uncle. Ningxi almost choked him to death. He had already said that the man was one of her ex-boyfriends. How dare she ask Lu Tingxiao? Do you know that you will be beaten to death if you don't finish your words? Ningxi looked gloomy. Jiang Mai said, Then you can beat me to death. Ningxi had no choice but to guess. Now that the man was in the capital and Jiang Mai knew him. Su Yan? No. He must be the young master of the Su family. It was impossible for him to be the illegitimate son of the Lu family. Is it Mo Chenxiao? Ningxi asked in horror. Jiang Mai shook his head weakly. No. Ningxi bit her fingernails and thought for a long time. Then she stared at Jiang Mai. Is it you? Jiang Mai was even more horrified. He howled. How could it be me? Ningxi was even more excited. Then tell me who it is. It's impossible for Su Yan. Jiang Mai looked at her quietly. Ning Xiaoxi, didn't you notice that you missed someone? Missed someone? No. You told me everything. Who did I miss? I. Halfway through her words, Ningxi seemed to have thought of something. She suddenly felt as if she had been struck by a bolt of lightning. She froze there. Jiang Mai didn't say anything. He just squatted and looked at her as if he had expected it. At that instant, a violent gale whistled through Ningxi's mind, and it struck her to the point that she was in a mess. A name appeared in her mind in extreme horror. After a long time, Ningxi finally found her voice. She turned her neck stiffly and said to Jiang Mai on the sofa, Yinshen? Yinshen was an illegitimate child of the Lu family? He's Lu Tingxiao's half-brother? How was that possible? Although the description was somewhat inappropriate, this news was no less shocking than the fact that Jiang Mai was her son. Jiang Mai nodded like a chick pecking rice. Do you know why I didn't tell you? I was scared too, Jiang Mai. Are you kidding me? Ningxi shouted angrily. I'm fooling you. Is there any benefit in fooling you? Jiang Mai was so angry that he took out his phone and played a video. Suddenly, a familiar face appeared on the screen. The white-haired man held the object covered in cloth in his hands and walked up to the stage step by step. You gave birth to me, yet you ask me who I am? What kind of logic was this? My dear father. By the way, brother, help me tell that girl that since she doesn't want to come back, she doesn't have to, because soon, the whole Lu family will be mine. Ningxi looked at the video on the phone and looked at the man's ghostly face. When the man said the last sentence, he suddenly looked at the direction of the video, as if he had found that Jiang Mai was secretly filming. It seemed that he was looking at her directly through the video. Ningxi was so scared that her hands trembled, and she threw the phone away. Chapter 1590. Jiang Mai picked up the cell phone and immediately deleted the video. Then he was relieved. Ning Xiaoxi, the Lu family is in a mess now. My uncle is holding an emergency meeting in the company. You can ask my uncle when he comes back. Everyone here has been ordered to keep their mouths shut and not tell anyone else. However, I thought that the outsiders in my uncle's order definitely didn't include you. I was afraid that you would be worried if you couldn't contact anyone, so I came to tell you. Ningxi lowered her head and raised a hand, motioning Jiang Mai not to speak. She needed to calm down. Her brain was about to explode. She had been guessing what the secret grudge between Yinshen and the Lu family was, but she never expected that it would be like this. What the hell? Yinshen and Lu Tingxiao were half-brothers? Are you kidding me? Where is Lu Tingxiao now? Is he still in the company? Ningxi asked. I think so. I see. Thank you for telling me. Now I have to go to the company. Ningxi stood up, put on her coat, took her bag, put on sunglasses and a mask and went out. She couldn't wait any longer to figure out what was going on. As soon as Ningxi arrived at the company building, she saw two men standing there. One was Lu Jingli, and the other was a middle-aged man who she didn't know. Hey, third child, where are you going? The middle-aged man looked at Lu Jingli sarcastically and greeted him. Lu Jingli's smiling face was as cold as ice at this moment. Fourth uncle, what did you say? Please say it again. I said, third nephew. As the man's voice fell, the next second with a bang, Lu Jingli punched the man he called fourth uncle in the face. The man staggered and a trace of viciousness flashed across his eyes. He instantly punched back, and then the two of them wrestled together. Lu Jingli had the upper hand all the time. As if he had finally found an outlet to vent his pent-up anger, he beat the middle-aged man crazily. Ningxi had never seen Lu Jingli act so horribly. At this time, the middle-aged man who had been pressed on the ground and beaten up suddenly reached for his shoe. Then, he pulled out a knife from the hidden layer of his shoe. He raised his hand and stabbed Lu Jingli's back with bloodshot eyes. Ningxi's eyes sharpened. She immediately stepped forward and kicked the man's wrist that was holding the knife. With a clatter, the knife fell to the ground. Fuck. Lu Jingli looked at the saber, his face dark and filled with lingering fear. Lu Chongming looked at the woman in front of him in a trench coat, mask and sunglasses, and then saw Lu Jingli, who was about to pounce on him again, so he got up and stumbled away. When Lu Jingli saw Ningxi, there was no longer any viciousness on his face. His face was full of grievance. Like a bullied child seeing his parent, he rushed over and hugged her leg. Ow! Sister-in-law bullied me, they all bullied me. The corners of Ningxi's mouth twitched. She thought, you were the one who was beating him up, okay? What's going on? Lu Jingli wailed. I'm not Lao San. I'm not third bro. I'm number two. I'm number two. Lu Jingli's cries of number two reverberated above her head. Ningxi was speechless. Can you keep your voice down, big brother? Lu Jingli was still solemnly swearing his ranking. I'm number one. I'm number two. Whoever says I'm not number two, I'll beat him up until his teeth fall out. Ningxi was speechless. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. You're number two. You're number two. You're the most number two, okay? Chapter 1591. Lu Jingli was still howling at the top of his lungs. Sister-in-law. You are my only sister-in-law. Mine alone. Your braised pork ribs and fish and vinegar are also mine alone. You can't be someone else's sister-in-law. Absolutely not. Someone else's sister-in-law? The image of someone calling her sister-in-law appeared in Ningxi's mind. She suddenly felt a chill down her spine, and goosebumps rose all over her body. Lu Jingli. That's enough. Get up. Stop howling. Where's your brother? Ningxi couldn't bear it anymore, and interrupted the idiot. Lu Jingli stood up aggrievedly. He's still in a meeting. He just finished a high-level meeting, and now it's a shareholders' meeting. I guess he'll be busy. I'm going to the hospital to see my father. Sister-in-law. Do you know what happened at the party? Yes, Jiang Mai told me. Ningxi nodded with a slightly gloomy face, and then asked, is it convenient for me to wait for him upstairs? Lu Jingli immediately muttered, it's convenient for you to wait for him in the conference room. Wait for me to make a call, and ask the secretary to take you to his office. Okay. After entering the building, a young secretary immediately came to the door, and took her directly to Lu Tingxiao's office. Madam, the president is still in a meeting. Please wait a moment. The young secretary greeted Ningxi with a sweet smile, and cleverly called her madam. Second young master had directly said on the phone that she was his sister-in-law. Wasn't that the president's rumored real girlfriend? Of course. She had to seize such a great opportunity to show her face. She had wasted all her previous good impression on an imposter. Okay, it's okay. What would you like to drink, madam? Tea, coffee, or juice? Juice. Okay, I'll go now. Although the woman on the sofa was wearing sunglasses and a mask, one could tell that she must be a great beauty from her figure and the delicate curve of her jaw. Although she was extremely curious about who this mysterious woman was, the young secretary didn't dare to make her unhappy. She only took a glance and quickly looked away. Soon, the secretary brought in a glass of fruit juice. Ningxi thanked him and continued to wait. Because she had been studying the script day and night these days, she was so tired that she couldn't stand it anymore. She leaned on the sofa and fell asleep. On the other side, Lu Tingxiao finally ended another lengthy meeting. He followed a few major shareholders towards his office. It seemed like there were some follow-up matters to discuss. Lu Tingxiao pushed open the door and entered the office. The others followed. Then they saw a woman lying on the sofa in the CEO's office. Everyone was dumbfounded. When Lu Tingxiao saw the girl leaning against the sofa, he was surprised for a second. Then, his expression melted like an iceberg melting in the spring. That unapproachable aura instantly dissipated. You guys go back first. We'll talk later. Lu Tingxiao lowered his voice and said to the shareholders behind him. He then frowned and walked over to the girl with a slightly displeased expression. He picked up a blanket and covered the girl with it. The shareholders behind him nodded and left. They all looked back with astonishment, but because Lu Tingxiao's body blocked their view, they couldn't even see a corner of his clothes. Did they just see the legendary boss's wife? The boss was so stingy. At least let them see his face. Chapter 1592. Just as the group of directors was being chased away by the boss, the girl on the sofa seemed to have woken up. In a daze, she stretched out her fair wrist and wrapped it around her boss's neck. "Oh, sweetheart," the girl called out intimately, and then very naturally kissed their boss on the cheek. From that angle, although they could only see the girl's side profile, it was already breathtaking enough. What was even more shocking was the expression on their boss's face at that moment. It was so doting that it almost melted everyone. Hearing the gasps behind him, Lu Tingxiao finally realized that the group of people at the door hadn't left yet. He immediately looked back with a stern expression. The group of directors and shareholders, whose footsteps had almost taken root at the door, rushed out like a swarm of bees and closed the door. Fuck. It was too shocking. I didn't expect our boss to be like this. He was like the king of hell in the meeting just now. Now he's like a well-tempered steel that's softened. What do you guys think? What kind of person is our lady boss? Several shareholders were discussing and guessing. This is really hard to guess, but looking at the boss's doting attitude, this person's position is as stable as Mount Tai. Then why are there still so many people rushing to stuff women for the boss? One of the older shareholders said mysteriously. This only proves one thing. Although the boss is satisfied with this woman, the two elders aren't. I'm afraid she doesn't have a good family background. That makes sense. The people at the side nodded and whispered. That proves that the others still have a chance to be the mistress of the household. Especially during such a special period, the Lu family needs to consolidate their position through marriage. No matter how much Boss Lu likes it, you have to consider the big picture. Right now, everything is just your speculation. I suggest that you don't act rashly. What if the lady boss's family is really powerful? Who knows? They chatted for a while, and then someone eagerly approached a graceful female shareholder who was walking at the back. Well, Miss Song, it's rare to see you. Would you like to have dinner with me later? Sorry, I have something to do later. Song Lin declined politely. That's too bad. Next time then. Goddess, you must give me face next time. Of course, it's Director Feng's invitation. I'll take my leave first. As Song Lin walked, she turned around and glanced in the direction of the CEO's office. Her gaze was unfathomable. In the president's office. As soon as Lu Tingxiao approached, Ningxi woke up and subconsciously stuck to him as usual. Then she found this was Lu Tingxiao's office. And why did she seem to see a large group of people behind Lu Tingxiao? Holy shit. What a great loss of face. Ningxi suddenly woke up and scratched her head awkwardly. I'm sorry, I'm so sleepy. I'll be more careful next time. Lu Tingxiao leaned over and kissed the girl's lips deeply. After a while he finally let go and said, Don't worry. Ningxi. Oh. Lu Tingxiao didn't move. He directly sat on the sofa beside Ningxi, and then put the girl on his knees together with the blanket. He slightly closed his eyes, looking very tired. He probably hadn't rested for a day and a night, because he was still wearing the clothes he left in, and there was that familiar lipstick mark on his collar. Chapter 1593. You know everything? Lu Tingxiao ran his fingers through the girl's hair. Ningxi nodded and said tentatively, So, it's all true? You knew about it long ago, didn't you? I was just guessing. Ningxi was full of questions and she couldn't help asking. What exactly is going on? Is that guy really your? She couldn't say it out loud. She was still confused. Lu Tingxiao didn't hide anything and explained. Father only said that he made a mistake when he was in a daze. Ningxi frowned. Did he mean that there might be an inside story? Although she had been by Yunshin's side for a long time, she didn't know anything. She was even the last one to know about his relationship with Lu Tingxiao. I don't know either. He has never revealed anything about it, Ningxi said. Lu Tingxiao kissed the girl's fingers. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to feel bad. I told you it's between me and him. Ningxi frowned. No wonder Lu Tingxiao said it was a personal grudge. This enmity was really too big. Ningxi looked at the man in front of her and was slightly startled. This man, no matter what, was most concerned about not letting her be implicated or put in a difficult position. What's wrong? Lu Tingxiao asked when he saw the girl looking at him. The girl raised her head and looked at him with eyes full of stars. Lu Tingxiao, no matter who the Lu family belongs to, or who belongs to whom, I am yours. The man's eyes narrowed and his pupils trembled violently. After a while they turned into ripples. He sighed softly, held the back of the girl's head and kissed her. After the family meeting, the Lu Corporation was in turmoil and the entire capital city was in turmoil. No matter how hard they tried to block the news, it was impossible to keep such a big deal a secret. Everyone in the circle of top celebrities knew that the Lu family was going to change. Lu Group's chairman Lu Chongshan's fourth brother, Lu Chongming, was originally working in a foreign branch company. Recently, he had become an executive of Elon Ventures and transferred 5% of his shares to Elon. With such a big movement, it was impossible for anyone to ignore it. Elon's side was clearly preparing for a battle of shares. Lu Chongming was only the first step. These past few years, the Lu Group had been like an iron bucket under Lu Tingxiao's management. It was definitely not an easy task to take over. Apart from Lu Chongming, they could only buy a few scattered shares. However, Elon's wealth was simply too astonishing. If they were allowed to continue like this, no one knew what would happen next. The Lu family's old residence. In just a few days, Lu Chongshan's hair had turned white. Rui, have you arranged the things I asked you to prepare? Yan Rui looked a little hesitant. Is it really okay for us to do this behind Tingxiao's back? Why don't we discuss it with him first? No need. Don't you understand Tingxiao's personality? It was just a waste of breath. Most importantly, we are running out of time. He had to be fully prepared. In his position, this is what he has to bear. When Yan Rui heard this, her heart ached for her son. Her expression did not look too good, but she could not retort. Go ahead. Get someone to bring Xiaobao over. I want to have a good chat with him. This matter. We still have to consider Xiaobao's opinion. We have to find someone he can accept. When she heard this, Yan Rui's expression softened a little. I'll get someone to bring him over. You're tuning in to the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.